What's going on, everybody? It is I, the franchise, one half of the Royal Club Wrestling Podcast, and today I am giving y'all my predictions. This is the prediction show for today's SummerSlam. I'm recording this on Friday, however, it's debuting on Saturday, which is SummerSlam. So you're going to hear me refer to today as if this is being shot Saturday. So we all know SummerSlam's the second biggest pay-per-view or premier live event of the year. It is the WrestleMania of the summer. And we have it's a decent card. You know, there has been a lot of rumbles, a lot of stuff that's been going on. Hopefully y'all watched the video earlier today, the end of an era, where we discussed a little bit about how the reports was coming out about the WWE wasn't happy with the SummerSlam card. That was a report that came out. And now with the transition with Triple H now being the head of creative and being, running the ship now, running the show now, it's going to be very interesting. I feel though as if this is the last event that we're going to see a Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard production. Okay? I think that this was already set in stone. The results was already implemented with the exception of one. I don't know if it's a work. I don't know if it's a shoot. We'll get into that later. But this is the end of the McMahon era, in the WWE, with Vince no longer being in power, and Triple H is now head of creative, as I said before. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here, but more importantly, what's going to happen the night or Monday, because Monday is the official start of the Triple H era in the WWE as the head of creative. So let's jump into this card, man. We have a total of 8 matches. I had to look at the website. So we have a total of 8 matches. And y'all know how we like to do things here at Royal Club. We like to discuss the least interest match to the most interest match when we discuss our previews and our predictions and things like that. So we're going to start off with my least favorite one, and it is Logan Paul versus The Miz. Now, we all know that they like to have these matches, these celebrity matches. We normally see them at WrestleMania. We occasionally will see them at SummerSlam. This is an example of one of them. We all know Logan Paul just signed a deal with the WWE. I believe it was a multi-year deal. And he is officially here. If you caught the promo that was cut on Monday at the Garden, was not the best promo. And it definitely shows that Logan Paul is not the fan favorite here. It is more Miz than Logan Paul. I know I talked about it on the episode earlier, the end of the era episode, where I was saying that I have an idea of what I expect to happen. Of somebody, me and Ace was talking about it, but I didn't get into it. So now I'm gonna get into it. We all know that Tommaso Ciampa is in the Miz's corner, and when Ciampa came out and attacked Logan Paul, for some reason, I thought to myself, what would be the chances that a certain former NXT star, a Mr. NXT, Mr. Takeover, was to show up and be on the side of Logan Paul? They're both from Cleveland. I believe Logan Paul's from Cleveland. What if Johnny Gargano came back? what if Gargano came back and was on the side of Logan Paul? Let's just say the match happens. Let's just say Tommaso Ciampa gets involved. At the end of the match, they attack him. Here comes Gargano. That's just my opinion. I said this to the Ace earlier. I said this to the Ace yesterday. And I was like, what if Gargano comes? Because he feels though as if Gargano's going to show up, but he's going to show up for something else that we're going to talk about later. But that's my opinion. I feel like that's going to happen. Who do I have winning this match? I have The Miz winning this match. Cheating, obviously. Because I feel though as if this is going to integrate into some form of a tag team match with Logan Paul and somebody versus Ciampa and Miz. I seen the promo that Gargano cut on Raw Talk. Not Gargano. I seen the promo that Ciampa cut on Raw Talk. Incredible. It is a masterpiece to see certain people on the mic. And Tommaso Ciampa is one of those people. Bright things are ahead for Tommaso Ciampa with Triple H now in control. A lot of NXT stars are going to be, we're going to see them for who they really were. Who they really were in NXT. We're going to see them flourish on the main roster. I have a good hunch on that. So I have The Miz winning in heel-like way. Next up, Pat McAfee, Happy Corbin. Not really. This is not my, like I said, I'm going from my least interest to my most interested. I didn't want them to kind of play the NFL card in there, the NFL story, and they kind of did. This is just something for Pat McAfee to do. We all know Pat McAfee is great in the ring. He knows what he's doing. And I feel though as if Corbin is a buffer, is someone that he can trust in the ring. And Corbin is a person that is kind of like The Miz when it comes to these type of matches. There's certain people that you have put in place for certain matches. Sami Zayn is one of them now. Miz is one of them. Corbin's one of them. It's the ones that you think is like the gimmick matches, but they are the ones that will safely handle the other person, and I think that Pat McAfee's going to win. I have him winning. I think he's going to show out. Corbin's going to do his thing, but at the end of the day, Pat McAfee will prevail. Next up, both women's matches I'm going to talk about right now. Okay? Both of them. First off, though, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. It's close to a year since we had the return of since we had the return of Becky Lynch beating Bianca Belair in 26 to 29 seconds. We all know the fans don't really want to boo Becky Lynch. I think that Bianca will prevail, but we may start to see a shift in the attitude of Bianca Belair. I think that we're going to see a different side of Bianca Belair. I think it might be what we probably will call a double switch. I think Bianca may turn and Becky will become the face now, and Bianca may turn to the heel. I just feel that's going to happen because the Bianca Belair character on the main roster has ran its course as being a face, in my opinion. I feel though as if it's time for the heel turn. And I feel like what better way to do it than with Becky, similar to an Austin and Brett. That's the infamous heel switch. That's the infamous double turn. Infamous one. You couldn't get another, in my opinion, in the archives of wrestling, you could not get a better double turn than Austin Brett WrestleMania 13 I Quit match. You cannot get any better than that. But I do have Bianca Belair winning. That's in some type of heel tactic. That's just my opinion. Next up, we have Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title. I feel though as if Liv Morgan is going to retain. I was under the impression, I think a lot of us was under the impression that Charlotte was going to come back and face Liv, and that title reign was going to be like that. It's not the case. We have Ronda Rousey here. I do believe Charlotte's going to come back, but I don't think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I don't. I think that she'll come back on Friday after SummerSlam, but I don't see Charlotte coming back at SummerSlam. I feel like Liv's going to prove her point. Liv's going to prove that she is the champ, like she is a champion that is deserving to have this title. And then Charlotte's going to come back and say, nice run, but give me my belt back. You know? So I have Liv winning. Because I would hate to see Ronda win the title to have Charlotte come back and then we get the Charlotte-Ronda feud. I don't want to see that anymore. That's ran its course. That's similar to this Brock Lesnar-Roman Reigns feud. It's ran its course. Bobby Lashley versus Theory. One of the biggest things that's going on right now in the WWE is the Theory conversation. What is Theory going to do? Is Theory going to do what he said he's going to do, which is win the United States title, regain the United States title, and then cash in at the end of the night and become the youngest, because they love throwing this shit out here, the youngest unified, universal, undisputed universal heavyweight champion. I don't have him winning against, I don't have Theory beating Bobby Lashley. I don't. Nor do I have him successfully cashing in Money in the Bank. If he tries it tonight, he's going to fail. Epically. It's over. So I have Bobby Lashley winning. Next up, we have the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day in a no disqualification match. This is what a lot of people are like, we don't want to see this match, but many people want to see this match. And the reason you want to see this match is because of these pictures right here. We know what this is. We know what it's leading up to. You see all these shots. You see all these pictures. You see all this stuff. It's leading up. I thought he was going to show up at the Garden because why not? But he didn't. Edge is making his return at SummerSlam and it's built for this. This is exactly what they were doing. It was leading up to this. I guarantee you, you're going to see this vignette again as this match, or at the end of this match, after the Judgment Day done beat the Mysterios and are doing whatever with the Mysterios. You're going to see all this. You're going to see that hand that says, I'm coming, or it's going to say something other. It's going to say, I'm here, and then here comes the rated R superstar Edge. And we're going to see Edge out there. He's going to come out. Like I said, I would love to see Edge and Finn. I really wanted to see them at SummerSlam. I felt like that could have been a phenomenal match. We even talked about how they even talked about long story being told, long-term storylines. Because if you remember, when Finn had the NXT title, Edge went to NXT and hinted, I might come here. Y'all got my attention. I might come here. You might not, never know. So, would have loved to see that. Would love to see Edge and Finn have a match. Big fan of both of them. So, but I have the Judgment Day. I have the Mysterios winning. But then I have the Judgment Day doing some shit to them, which is then going to bring Edge out. The two most important matches, and I'm bringing, matter of fact, let's not talk about the two most important matches. Let's talk about the match that has apparently been shelved. You see right here, news broke out on Wednesday that Riddle is sidelined. He's hurt. He's injured. And you see the tweet from Seth Rollins following this. And then you see, this is why even in the 3 days that Triple H has been in creative, this tweet right here just lets me know that the WWE is in good hands. I already know it was in good hands with Triple H and creative. But to see this tweet right here just made me it just warmed my heart. Because Triple H said, I'm listening. So, who do we have, or who do we think will be the one to face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam? Now, we remember WrestleMania. This was Cody's return. Who do we see? Now, the Ace thought it would be dope to see Gargano show up. Gargano versus Seth Rollins would be a great match. But you want that star power. You not saying that Gargano's not star power, but the universe, not all the WWE main roster universe, because you have the whole WWE universe, which follows Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and then you have those that just follow Raw and SmackDown. They don't care about NXT. They never watched NXT. When they seen the call-ups, they're kind of like, oh, who is this guy? Because WWE didn't really speak about the NXT brand. There's been rumbles. We all been hearing rumbles. We all think of one person who we would love to see come back to the WWE. He's been gone for almost a year. I think it's been a year. I think it's been a year since he's been gone. That's Bray Wyatt. If Bray Wyatt comes back and comes back as the Fiend, or however, just if Bray Wyatt comes back, best thing ever. But if he comes back as a face to take on Seth Rollins and kind of build a story within that, like a face Bray Wyatt as the Fiend, though, like you get him as the Fiend, but he's a face, but he still does his little Bray Wyatt tactics against this mastermind in Seth Rollins. That's a good way to bring him back and kind of get him integrated back into the universe and all this other stuff. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm thinking Bray. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think it's Bray Wyatt, in my honest opinion. But now let's get to my two most interesting matches that I'm looking forward to at SummerSlam. You should already know what it is. It's the unified tag team champion versus the Usos going against the Street Profits with Double J Jeff Jarrett as the special guest referee. I've seen a lot of people talking. A lot of people are asking, is this the moment where the bloodline loses everything? But not a lot of people are talking about the little breadcrumbs that have been put in place to discuss the possibility of the Street Profits breaking up. What if the Street Profits broke up here? What if they lose and Montez turns on Dawkins? Because a lot of people would suspect that Dawkins would turn on Montez because Dawkins is the bigger one. He's the, this and the third. And Montez is kind of like the fan favorite. But what if they just switched it around? Instead of it being Dawkins turning, it's Montez turning. Because think about that. If you have Bianca Belair turn, right? And she turns heel. Then you get Montez turning heel. And you kind of pair them two together. That would be kind of dope. That would be kind of dope. I don't have the Bloodline losing none of their titles. I have the Usos retaining their titles. And let's get to the last man standing match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The Beast Brock Lesnar going up against our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Last match. I just said I don't feel like the Bloodline's losing anything. Roman's not going to lose. Is this going to be the most barbaric Roman Reigns we've seen? We've seen we've seen Paul talk about it. Paul said, I'm going to get my tribal chief ready, and he's going to have to go to depths that we've never seen him go before. Are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see like the Samoan SWAT, the wild Samoan come out of Roman Reigns? Are we going to see a Roman Reigns that is unhinged, off the chain, never seen him attack or go this way? I think we are. And this is going to be something it's going to be very different. Now the question is, will there be color? Will there be bloodshed? I think so. I think Brock's going to bleed. I don't think Roman's going to bleed. I think Brock's going to bleed. I think that's how crazy Roman's going to get in this match. I think Roman's going to make Brock bleed. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be like AEW blood and guts and barbed wire massacre and all that shit. No, we ain't going to get that. But it's going to be Brock's going to bleed. And I have Roman Reigns retaining. And then obviously, if What's-His-Face tries to cash in, he's going to lose. Because I think if he tries to cash in, Ziggler's going to interfere and prevent it from happening. Or he's going to cause him to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase. Which then is going to jumpstart this rivalry between Theory and Dolph Ziggler. So, yeah. So that's my card. That's my prediction show. That's what I feel is going to happen at SummerSlam. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all want to give y'all opinion or give y'all thoughts on, or if y'all want to let us know who y'all have predicting or who you have winning these matches. Leave a comment below. We want to thank y'all for sticking with us, because I know it's been a while since Royal Club has done something, but we're slowly coming back. I do believe that the Ace is dropping a solo. I'm going to try to get him to get on the camera, to get here, to do his solo, because he wants to talk about his dislike or why he is not feeling NXT 2.0. So I want to have him get on here to have the conversation with y'all. And then from there, we're going to try to get as much more content out there as possible. We may be getting back in the studio sooner than I think. Just throwing that out there, sooner. But if not, like I said, we're going to still be dropping these videos. I'm still going to be doing videos. I'm going to try to get the Ace to do videos as well. Yeah, so if you liked this video and liked the End of an Era video and liked any other Royal Club video, make sure you subscribe. You hit that like button and that bell to be up to date with when the videos drop. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us right there at RCW_podcast. That's where you can find us. Hope y'all enjoy SummerSlam. I will. I'm thinking of doing the DraftKings thing. I seen an ad on Instagram for DraftKings for doing it. And I was thinking about it. What y'all think? Y'all think I should do DraftKings? Let me know. Till next time, you may get a review show. I may do a review. I'm not sure yet. I might just wait to me and the Ace, to talk about it. Because I'm pretty sure that we're not going to do anything video-wise until after SummerSlam. So, if that's the case, then we'll talk about SummerSlam in the next video that we do together. So, till next time, I am the franchise, a.k.a. the podcast tribal chief. It's been real, y'all. I'm out. Later.